Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the latest update video. As always, for those of you who don't know, Survive is a zombie survival shooter that's set in a procedural open world. And if you want to play this build right now, you can if you pre-order. So before I go into all the cool new stuff in Pre-Alpha 6, let me first talk about the format of the videos. So before, in pretty much all the other videos, I would write up a blog post, basically, and then read it, and then record a bunch of footage, and then edit it together. While that's generally makes good videos, I think it takes a lot of time. So from now on, or for at least for these updates, I'm gonna do more of a just me with the game, talking about what's new. It's not gonna be as streamlined. It's not gonna be as much cool footage. I'm not sure, but it's much easier for me to do, and it leaves more time for making a game. And doing updates every 2 to 3 weeks means just doing long videos like that is not really sustainable. So let's go into the first thing, which is the new stuff. We got new inventory, we got hotbar, we got survival mechanics, we got loot inside these houses, which we'll pick up in a second. But before that, before I talk about all this new stuff, let's talk about the survival mechanics, which is right here. Oh, crap, out of ammo. Reload. Alright, so the survival mechanics. So you start off with a certain amount of calories and hydration and energy. That's these calories, hydration, and then energy. And you burn it over time, and then you burn it if you're doing extra stuff, like right now I'm sprinting and it's burning faster. It also burns faster if you get hit for like a couple seconds, just to simulate like stress. And then after that, so your health. So if you take health, if you take damage, over time you will heal, depending on your calorie surplus. So right now you see we're healing pretty slow. You're going to heal pretty slowly, because that just makes sense. Over time, you're not going to... If you take damage, you're going to have to go hide for a little bit and recover, and you're going to need food to do that. So depending on your calorie surplus, it will decide how much you heal per second, or whatever the time is. So, like if you're way up here, you're going to heal a lot. If you're down here, you're not going to heal that much. And then once you cross over to negative calories, you're going to heal 0. And then you got to eat more food to heal. And then on top of that, we have bandages. They will heal you instantly, but only like after a wound. So if you get wounded once, you can use a bandage, and it'll give you a little boost to healing, but you can't use it like just over and over to heal up to max health. There's going to be it's going to be pretty limited how much you can use bandages. And my... already full. Oh, because... Whoops. I'll talk about this guy in a second. But... So next is inventory reloading. So that's how the survival mechanics works. Let's go to the inventory and show you how all this stuff works. So... When you want to reload, you have... So first of all, you're not supposed to spawn with stuff. You're not going to have all this loot when you spawn. I just spawned it to make the video faster instead of me looking around for loot. So if you want to reload your magazine, you just right click on the magazine, and it'll take ammo from your ammo boxes. These are your ammo boxes right here. And it'll reload over time, and if you need to stop, you stop, and then that's it. And then when you're in your gun, you press the reload, and it'll switch magazines. And all it does is swap magazines, so it's not going to top you off based on your boxes or anything. It's only going to swap magazines that you have equipped on your person. So if you reload, it swaps the magazine. It's just going to swap it, that's it. It doesn't account for like the bullet in the chamber and stuff like that, but I think this is good for now. I think this is a good design, but who knows? After that, these bars. So all these bars are on your person. These represent these two are your hands, and these are what you get from pants. So I take the pants off. You can see that you only have two bars. These are the same thing, but you get them from it's the same thing, but you can swap back and forth. So this bar can go here, this can go here. It hasn't been implemented yet, but that's the plan. And you should start with 2 bars, but I just made it give you 2 because there's no swapping left, so I just to test it. But in reality, you're not going to have any bars at the start, and you'll have to move some stuff from your pants. Like these are your 2 pockets, and these are your waistband, and you'll move stuff back and forth where you want it. And you can't reload stuff that's not in your bars down here. So like if I try to reload, nothing happens. But if I move it down here, I can swap it. And then I put it back, and I can't. And the same thing goes for arrows. And the arrows are just a list of arrows, and then the bow will take arrows out of it. And then I don't like the way this works that much because I think weapons will be larger, but we'll get into that in the future. Like these should probably be 3 bars, but for now this is how it goes. And this is just the first iteration on the inventory. This will all change a lot in the future. But let me guys know what you think. Let me know what you guys think about it. And then this is your general storage. These are your bags. When you pick up a bag, it goes in here. And we found another one right here. So now we have 2 bags. You can have multiple bags that I'll talk about in a second. But this is your general storage. You have general storage for your equipment. Like your equipment gives you a certain amount. This is 20. It has 25 right now. If you take your pants off, you go to 0. This is just like basically simulates small. You're holding small stuff in your pocket. So all the numbers are sort of random right now, but this, and you can scroll through it too. But this is sort of how I think it should work. And then if you want to eat, it's the same thing as reloading. You just right click and this little spinner will come up. And you don't have to eat all of the food at once. So if you just hold it down for a little bit, you'll eat some of it and then you can save the rest for later. So for the bags, you pick up bags and they will slow you down. So every bag you pick up will slow you down more and more. So if you want to just have a backpack and run around, sure. But if you want to carry a duffel bag and a backpack, you're going to be going slower. And then let's say you want to move all your stuff out of your house into your car so you can go to a new house, or you find a cool fortress down the road. You can like put all your stuff in like 3 duffel bags and pick them all up and then like slowly walk to your car. It might be faster than making multiple trips, but that's an option. But you're going to go slow. So you have to manage how many bags you have in your storage and how fast you want to run. And I think that's how it works for now. We'll see how that goes. So I like how most of this works. I like this. I like how you use things. I like reloading. There's not going to be you can also reload your weapon directly instead of just doing the magazine and then swapping it, but it's a little bit slower. Yeah, so I like how this works. It's not going to be a right click menu, so when you right click, it's just going to use it. Like you can right click the pants and it'll equip them. That. But there's not going to be right click and drop. You can drop stuff, or like right click and examine, or use it. There's not going to be a bunch of different options. I think that's not the best way to do it. I think it's going to be one context sensitive option, and then that'll just be your right click. And we'll see how if we need to add more later, but I think that's the best way to do it. And then the options will depend on what's over here. So this is your equipment. There's like an equipment tab, and then your crafting tab, and then your stats tab, and then you can swap through all that. So I think that's all the inventory. Let's go. I want to talk about a little bit about how stuff spawns. So all the stuff will spawn in the house now. Most of the zombies, some will spawn outside, but most of the zombies and all this loot just spawns all over, just random places in the house. And currently there's no spawn rates, so things are kind of messed up. Like bows and stuff should be much rare, and bags should be really rare. But right now everything has an equal chance, so just ignore that. Also, there is temporary art, which will be replaced. Obviously, these are just little green boxes. And this guy, I forgot to talk about this in the inventory, but this guy was going to be your character, like temporary, which you still will be. And that's how it's going to work. So all your equipment, I can't take it off because I have too much stuff in my hotbar, but I take it off, and then you put it on your guy, and it'll just show up on your character model like this. And then this will be just a list of your equipment. I think that's the best way to do it. Because we could do like a Diablo style thing where it's like 2D and you drop stuff onto the slots. But there's going to be a lot of stuff in the same slot that you want to have equipped. So like your shirt and your jacket and your like another jacket and maybe chainmail or something. Or like a vest with a bunch of magazine slots, which will go down here. Or holster. They're all going to pretty much be in the same spot, and if you want to put that in 2D, it's kind of hard. So it's just going to be in 3D. You put stuff on, and it's going to go on your guy. And I think that's how it's going to work. But like all this, it's the first iteration. Stuff will change. Also, the zombies have some issues, as you can see, that make it easy, depending on how fast you run. Okay, I'm going to die. But like they walk into walls sometimes, and they get stuck on walls because there's no pathfinding yet, and the zombie sounds are kind of crazy and they're too fast, but that'll be fixed pretty soon, hopefully. So don't take this as like the final, like the way the zombies are gonna be. They're very, very far from how they should be. Anyway, so that's probably it for in the game. Let me show one more thing that I did during this update, and since we're doing a live update, I can just go hop over here. So the engine the game uses is called the Titan engine, and this is the editor, which is called Atlas. So we go into Atlas, and this is how I made all the loot for the game. So we go, this is the soda, all the different stuff, the arrows, the gun. This is just all the different stuff that, all the current loot in the game. There'd be a lot more, obviously, but it's actually super easy to make loot. So I just go to create loot, and I name it. Let's say we want to make, I don't know. Alright, so I'm back, and after much deliberation, I have decided that we will make a Twinkie. And the first thing we're going to do is find a mesh using our new content browser. And in this we can, for example, we can filter different names to quickly find stuff. And because we don't have a Twinkie model, we're just going to use a sniper. So let's find a material using the same browser, and it's right there. And then we can use our new movement gizmo to move stuff around to make this loot. So let's scale this down a little bit, then move it down, and then we can move the physics. This. And then obviously if you are making real loot, you would probably fit this a little bit better, take a little bit more time, but as an example, this is good enough. So once you have the in-game stuff working, you will go over here and let's just set the size to 5. I've just been doing random numbers. All that'll be tweaked in the future. But so that's 5 calories. Let's just make it 300. Water 50. And then the type will be food, obviously, because it's Twinkie. It's not a sniper. And then the mass is 2. And then let's just save it. Now our Twinkie's in our loot database, and let's go find it in the game. So the first thing we're going to do is compile it with Asset Builder, and it'll copy stuff and convert stuff, and then we're just going to go into the game. So before we go into the game and find the loot, let's talk about one more thing I did, which is the in-game patch notes. So as you can see, we have just a list of all the patches and then everything that's changed in them. You guys wanted to see like every single Steam update what's changed, so I just added this, and then now you can see every time there's even a little update, you'll see all the new stuff. So let's get into the game and go find that Twinkie. Alright, so we're in the game, we'll wait for stuff to load a little bit. And so we're not bothered by zombies, I'm going to pause the game. And then we're just going to go, I actually have to unpause to open doors. But let's just go try to find our Twinkie. Hopefully we can find it, there it is. So there's a loot we just made. Reload so I can shoot. Oh, I picked it up. So let's just go on the roof so we're not bothered by zombies. But there it is. There's a Twinkie, and then there's in the game. So it's that easy to make loot, and I'm super happy about it. You just do what I did in the editor, and then it's working. And you can eat it. So we want to eat our sniper Twinkie. And then after that... Oh yeah, so it's that easy to make loot, and the only bottleneck is art. So the second we get art, we can make loot almost instantly. And speaking of art, I want to give a shout out to the awesome artist who has been helping me out recently. He made this door in this window, and his name is Eric, and he's amazing. And this art is looking super good. I'm going to find a good example of it not in the shadow. As you can see, it looks amazing, and it's good to have something to show off the engine finally, like some really good art. And he's going to start making loot soon. He just made another door that will be replacing the interior doors. And this will be the front door. And this is the window. Looks amazing, just like the door. And he's going to start making loot, like I said. And it will be filling up the world. And if you want to join us and also help make art, I would be greatly appreciated. Because, as you saw, just adding loot, all we need is art. And we can just add any type of loot that we want. And it's super fast and easy. So that's all I wanted to show in the game. So I'm going to get out of here and then talk about one more thing before in the video. So The next thing I want to talk about is the way updates are going to work. So like I said before, updates are going to be every 2 to 3 weeks. And we're going to do a new sort of thing with updates. So we're going to do a TikTok release schedule. So one update, like this one that we just did, is pre-alpha 6. It's all about new features. It's all about stuff like the inventory and the loot and things like zombie AI or like the melee weapons. This will all be in the like one type of update. And these things will probably cause bugs and performance issues. But then the next cycle of updates, the next 3 weeks after that, will be focused on performance. So that's what I'm going to do next for pre-alpha 7. And things like this where, I forgot to talk about this. We're going to do a saving system, but you'll see more about that later. So we're doing the performance and user experience with save games, and this is more user experience stuff and optimizations and bug fixes and compatibility and things like that. So then switching back and forth between these two types of updates, eventually we'll come up with a perfect game, and it'll be super fun, ideally. So that's it for this update. Let me know what you guys think of the new format. I know it's not going to be as smooth and cohesive as some of the older videos, but I hope you like it, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in 3 weeks for the next update. Thanks for watching.